Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I have a special treat for you today. Today I am at my father's church. He's responsible for me, having me and everything. So he blessed you all with me, okay? So he today have some really important health benefits that he wants to share with you. And I've asked him to do this because he's 88 years old and he's been eating well and using vegetables and minerals and stuff like that for years, and he is not on any medicine unlike his daughter, and he really can help you with the following, okay? He's going to talk about stress. Now, we're all stressed out, okay? So, he's going to tell you how to handle that with food. Chronic fatigue, how you just feel drained and no energy. Inflammation, that's when you're hurting in pain because some joints or something's swollen on you. In addition to that, he's going to tell you how to help with the common cold. Next will be the sore throat, and the last will be muscle cramps. I don't know about you, but there are many nights I get muscle cramps, and when I try to get up and walk it off, look like this leg is drawn up like this, and it's just a mess, an absolute mess, okay? So I'm even going to learn today how to get rid of my muscle cramps, okay? So you stay tuned, you're in for a treat. And I just want to give a plug to my father. He has been a minister ever since I was born. Now, you all know I don't have no problem telling you I'm a senior citizen, okay? So he has been a minister for 65 years. And his church is the Garden of Prayer Church, 84 Blue Hill Avenue, Roxbury. Any of my YouTube family that is in this area, please come by and support my father. He supported me all my life, okay? So I'm asking you to do that. I have 1,300 subscribers. Somebody lives in this area. So please come on down and give him some support, okay? So I'm going to turn it over to the master man. His name is Reverend Henry Young. And I call him Daddy, so if I accidentally say Daddy, you know what time of day it is, right? It's just in me, okay? Yes. All right, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We're going to begin in phrase number 1. Phrase number 1 is on the left-hand side of the page. Okay? You got several nutrients there. And it's highlighted as to what these nutrients does and how they need to be replenished, which means you need to get your level up. Okay, that's what that means. Okay. Now the pantothenic acid, that's the nutrient that I was talking about. Every 2 hours of your up and walking around, you're using that particular vitamin.
Excuse me. Are you talking about stress? Because you said number 1.
Stress.
Okay, so he's talking about stress so that those who don't have a paper out there in YouTube family will know.
Yeah. So that this vitamin has to be replenished. This is providing that your system is already in good shape. Now, if it's not in good shape, you're going to be in category 2 or 3. But providing that you don't have a problem, you're in this one. But you are always open to a problem because you're always under stress, and stress is always occurring in your life. So that's the first one. The second one is C. C is just so important. C is like an antibiotic. It takes care of all of the imperfections that's in the body. There are someone in here right now, I'm sure, that the doctor have on magnesia. Okay, that's a very, very important nutrient. Okay? Now magnesium, when you're under stress, it's also depleting. Then you have potassium. Potassium is at work all the time. Every time you use a salt shaker, potassium kick in. Because potassium and sodium is what keep the blood pressure going. It's a good thing to forget the salt shaker because you think that you need it because it tastes better. Nevertheless, salt unbalances, that's the word I'm looking for, unbalance your chemistry. Okay? So you don't need the salt because of that, because salt is in everything. Sodium is in your food. On this list, I'm sure that I compiled sodium shows up. That's salt. That's salt not in the natural sense. That's salt in the body. You cannot live without salt and potassium. Impossible. Okay? So under stress, that's depleted. Chromium. Now this one here is in wheat germ. That's the reason why I suggest wheat bread. Okay? Because that's the only way you can get in your system without taking vitamins. Our idea is how to get the vitamins replenished without taking vitamins. I'm not against taking vitamins, just that I say they need to be under supervision when you take them so you know where you are. Next one is beta carotene. It's an antioxidant. It fights things before they become a problem in the body. Like now, vitamin D is a very popular vitamin because they are trying to correct what went wrong. But beta carotene will get to it before it goes wrong. It keeps the ball in the park. Now, below that, this is what this is all about. Each one of these recipes, 1, 2, and 3, is on this table. She is going to juice it, and then all of the nutrients is going to come out, and you got the vitamins. For bachelors, this is a good bit, because you can juice it, put it in your Frigidaire, and carry it along with you and sip on it all day long. Good bet. If you didn't have that, and you didn't take the natural vitamin, you would be depleted in nutrients very quickly. Now you can operate without the nutrients. You can operate without having your levels up there, but you do that under a struggle. Now, this is what chronic fatigue is all about. Now, there's some people in here right now.
Excuse me, do you think we should juice the first one for stress so that...
No, I better keep in mind while I got them going here.
Okay.
This is a lot to absorb.
Oh.
Now, I had instructed him to turn the camera on and off so that I could capture this for you, but I'm having problems with that, so I don't have time to correct that. So I'm going to move to the next phrase. I think that I have made sense of what number 1 is doing as it relates to stress. Okay? Bear in mind that when you're stressed out, you move into level number 2, and you enter chronic fatigue. It seemed like to you that if I just sleep a little longer, I'm going to feel better. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. It seemed like to you that if you eat certain things, not going to happen. Remember now, you're in category number 2, which the word chronic means severe. Your body is severely deprived of nutrients. And notice that the last nutrient, and when you were under stress, was beta-carotene. Did you notice that it shows up number 1 under number 2? Number C shows up again. Penahensate acid shows up again. And then I make a notation, a caution notation. I purposely made this notation that it's time now for you to visit the nutritional. That's what I mean when I say doc. I got the word doctor and then I got the word B vitamin. B vitamin comes in a components. It has any number of components in it. Penahensate acid is a part of that. B12 is a part of that. Folic acid is a part of that. Just to name a few of the things that's in that complex B vitamin. Very good vitamin for energy. But mind you, you're almost tempted to go to the chemical vitamins because it's quick. But the problem is the milligrams have to be correct. I got penahensate acid here, 500 milligrams. If I gave this to somebody in here that has 500 milligrams, 2 days, their blood pressure would be out of control. So that's the drawback of picking stuff off the counter and you don't know what you're doing, you can get in some serious trouble. You can't get in serious trouble eating this. That's safe. That's God's drugstore. Okay. The next one is a vitamin that you're probably not, selenium, you're probably not familiar with that vitamin, but it's a very huge, important vitamin. But the next one is zinc. You are familiar with that one. It's easy to get this one out of control. In 3 days, if you overtake the amount of that, you're in trouble. This is how fast this can work. Remember, Protein is your next one. Well, I think y'all have heard of that one. I think that when you get the hungers, if you do a little sardines and do a little salmon, and I mean not manufactured salmon, but I'm talking about the salmon that's called Alaska salmon. All salmons are not the same. Alaska salmon is from the sea. He may be when he was fighting against the waters. He's the only fish that has vitamin B in a large quantity. Now black bass and crocus and red snappers does have vitamin B, but not in the volume that salmon does. We like the salmon, we like the crocus, the red bass, and the because it's the taste. Okay? You can change your taste buds. Trust me when I tell you. I thought I would never stop eating ham. But I haven't eaten ham so long it doesn't touch me at all. Red meat. All right, if you don't overdo it. And I stress don't overdo it because you'll end up with gout.
Yep, that's true. That's right.
Fish. As long as it's got scales on it, I don't have a problem with it. But fish that you eat, you don't have to scale it, forget it. It's a scavenger.
No catfish.
It's a scavenger. Okay. Veal. Good. Chicken. Excellent. Turkey, just as good. But don't fill up off of meat.
Right.
But eat meat regularly. Because if you don't eat meat regular, you will be low in protein. Sometimes, if you go to the drugstore and you go to the milk counter, they got signs of 23 grams of protein in the milk section. Okay, I'm just trying to denote the importance of having a certain portion of meat. Okay? Unfortunately, I hate to hurt your feeling, pork is off the calendar.
Why is that?
Because of what he eats. And the deterioration of the food that he eats. When you take to feed the pig, you can hardly stand the smell yourself. And you're going to eat this. Okay, when you get ready to clean it, you work, I don't know how long trying to get all of that deterioration out.
And if you could tell us, what does that, by eating pork, what does that do to our body?
When you're then taking the germs and you cause the fight to go on, that is in level number 1 to level number 2.
Stress and chronic fatigue.
Yes. This is huge. Anybody in here have chronic fatigue? Raise your hand. Okay? You got 1. Anybody else? Got 2. Okay? Now you raised your hand. Have you noticed that late at night, you got more energy late at night than you do early in the morning?
Yes.
Okay? You know why that is? You're depleted in nutrients. I say so loud and clear in phrase number 1. In phrase number 2, I say it again. If you continue that way and don't fix that problem, number 3 is coming. And you're really in problems when number 3 comes.
So let's just remember, 1 is stress, 2 is chronic fatigue, and 3 is inflammation. So when he talks and he says 1, 2, and 3, we know what he's talking about, okay?
Correct. Now when you get to 3, did you notice the first thing that shows up in number 3 is Belshazzar? Okay? And the reason why that shows up, because it's a companion to vitamin C. You're increasing the amount of C by taking the 2 together. And then next comes E. Now E is a very dangerous one if you get too much of it at one time. They make it in units. They start out, they go first unit, and then they go to second unit, the third unit, and that means that they're raising the milligrams. And that's the reason, again, you need supervision when you're doing this, because this is going to cause your heart to pump up. Okay? And then we get to the fatty acids. Now, the 3 and 6 is the one that they talk about, but 3, 6, and 9 I got on the list, because when you get all 3 of them together, guess what? You got a bonus. You got flaxseed oil. You got cholesterol oil levels treated, and you got fish oil, and you got all 3 oils together. Now the neat thing about this, when you bite this, the oil comes out. You want the oil, not the plastic.
Yes.
Spit the plastic out. Don't allow your bowels to have to wrestle with that. This is something you can do unsupervised. Okay? If you take, according to the, I can't see that, it tells you the daily diet.
Oh, no,
Calorie.
no glasses, so I'm not going to be able to see this.
Sure, give it to somebody who
Grab
can
some
see.
glasses.
I got some. It might be too strong for you.
And the name of this that he's
Yeah.
referring
Yeah, that's what you
to
want to know.
is Omega 369. Give me this pop so I can give it to her so she can read it.
6 and 9, that's the last three on the bottom. Can't see it.
Turn it around to the,
Yeah, take it.
turn it around to the other one so they can see.
Oh, that's good.
Does it say 200, how many calories does it say that that's good for one?
Calories? 10 calories. That's what it says, amount per serving. It's 10 calories.
Uh-huh.
Calories.
Yeah.
Okay, 10
So-
calories.
So, providing that you're gonna take this daily,
Yes.
that's all right. All right. So, one of those, drain the oil out, and you're in good shape.
How do you drain the oil out? What do you? how do
Well, when
do
you
that?
bite it, right,
Okay.
then the oil is gonna spew out in your mouth. And you just keep on with your teeth until the oil is depleted,
Oh.
and then throw the plastic away. Now, you can't swallow it. I'm not saying that you can't swallow it, but stuff have a way of lingering in your bowels. Okay, this way you don't have that problem. You eliminate that problem. Now, if I have anemic in here, okay,
That's me.
here's a vitamin here with B and C together, providing that your nutrition say that you're not unbalanced in some other nutrient. See, that's the neat thing. I cannot overstress how important it is to go to the nutritional, because the blood test is going to tell what your levels are. Okay, you can have all kind of, for instance, B12, vitamin, any doctor will agree that it will give you energy. But what good is him getting your energy up if you got other problems that nutrients can correct? So, again, I say you need to see the nutrition. Now, what I'm doing here tonight, you don't need a nutrition for this, because you're getting it from the food. But I'm not sure we're going to correct the problem, because if you are deficient in vitamin D, I can't correct this. If you're deficient in calcium or some other nutrient, won't correct this. It will just bring you back the nutrient by eating. It will not advance to heal, correct, like the nutrition can do. And I think it's a good idea that once a year, all of us should visit the nutrition. After all, you paying for it. Dearly.
Amen.
Dearly.
Amen.
Yeah. But one thing is for sure. Now, yeah, I did that. The omega acid, that's 6 and 9, that's the same thing. Okay. Now, let's take a quick look.
Okay, why don't we stop this segment?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna, no, not yet. We're gonna open this segment up to any questions that anyone may have. Can you stop the video a minute?
My everyday thing, I have forced myself to have oatmeal or cereal with raisins in it, a banana.
Yes.
And I also, they tell me at the VA to drink orange juice.
Okay.
And I try to take my medicine with orange juice. But after I eat that oatmeal or cornflakes, I can go all day. But at night, I have an appetite out of this world, eat anything. But I have to be very careful. In the morning, if I have something to do, I'll jump up and take off and don't have coffee or nothing and don't be hungry.
Yeah.
And I want something to give me an appetite, so when I go, because I'm 90, but I'm still out there trying to do a little work. And so I want to have some kind of appetite.
You're doing something right there.
And so that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to do some work for Pastor Young Friday, but then we had 20 tons of asphalt to put down, and it didn't rain. I didn't do Rev's job, and I didn't do my job. We were waiting on the weather to clear, but I need something for my appetite.
I have type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
And so I know what you're saying about the oatmeal because I eat it in the morning. And I wanted to know about the type of fruits and vegetables to juice. I know when my mom was living, I told her she should use pineapple for arthritis. Now I have a little bit of, what do you call it, carpal tunnel. So I wanted to know about that and what's good. Like I said, I believe in cleaning your body out, you know. Sometime I get something down Dudley Station, the lady has called CKLS. It's called for colon, kidney, liver, and spleen. But what can I do naturally without taking any type of pills or whatever, you know?
Okay, very good. The pastor will answer.
Say it again.
Phrase number 2 has to do with your immune system when it's compromised. Okay? Meaning that it's not working as it should. Okay? So now what is suggested is beta-carotene, vitamin C, pantothenic acid, and then I'll make a notation. See the doctor about the increased levels of B12. Now what will this do? When he gives you the interjection, you're not going to notice it right away. But he might put you on a schedule, 3 months, until he gets that level in your system up. Because remember, every time you eat, your metabolism kicks in. That is, you get the energy from what you eat within 2 hours. But in 2 hours, it's gone again. So in order to keep the energy level up, it's a pain, but you got to eat every 2 hours until you get it regulated. The word increased energy levels comes from vitamin B. Increased levels of energy. Increase. Okay? But it's got to be in your system before it can increase. So you got to tolerate it until then. There's no magic pill. You can't take a pill, you can't take a vitamin, and it's going to be there right away. No. It's got to travel through your bloodstream, to your brain, and then it's got to bring up the levels. I always like to talk about it like this. If your level is here, you got poor energy. If your level is here, you got better energy. If your level is here, you got good energy. So you're not going to get good energy when your level is down here. So it has to be in you. Now when you were young, your body retained the nutrients. That's the reason why as you get older, it doesn't. If you eat a good Alaska salmon, you're going to use it up with your energy. I tell you what, the more your energy level go down, I'll take my arm to pull up. If it's taking both arms to get up, that's telling you you're weak. It's weak. That's a test that anybody, but when you can jump right up, you're not weak. That muscle is working. Let me explain it another way for a man. When you are healthy, the more you work, the stronger you get. But when you're not healthy, you don't want to even get out of the chair. It's not working. Not working. Now she is going, in a few moments, she's going to demonstrate the nutrients that brings chronic fatigue up. Did you notice that I circled in red on your list? I circled in red
Yes.
B12. But there is no B12 here because you can't get B12 from vitamins or fruit. It comes only from animals and doctors. The only two ways you can get it in your system, animals or doctor. When you get it from an animal, you have to eat meat. When you get it from a doctor, he has to interject you. Yeah. So we can come close, but we can't correct that problem.
And I'd like to address the two questions. The gentleman, is it Brother Small?
Yes, it's
Brother
personal.
Small. When you eat oatmeal, oatmeal is fiber. Fiber makes you full. And it can fill you for hours, because that's what fiber does. And we need fiber in our body, especially, and that's going to the second question also, if you're a diabetic. Or if, you,
I
yes,
have number 2.
you have number 2, fatigue,
Diabetes.
diabetes.
Yeah.
Okay, then you should be eating fiber, okay? So it sounds like to me, the coffee and the fiber is setting you up for a good day in the morning because you don't get hungry.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you some choices, and this is from Grandma Ray, because you know I don't have my father's experience, but I sure have Grandma Ray don't play experience. I would suggest you switch. Have your coffee and oatmeal at night. In the morning, have something light like eggs and toast or cereal. I guarantee you'll get hungry.
I don't have no taste for oatmeal at night.
Well, it's not about whether you have a taste for it. We're talking about doing what's right for our body, correct? Okay, so you know you can switch it around, even though you may not have the taste at night, but you got it in the morning. Switch it around because you're saying that you need to eat, you don't have an appetite, and that's one way you can do that. And now for diabetes, the best thing you can do for diabetes is stop all the white products. I know I did it a month ago for 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, I'm not lying, I lost 9 pounds.
Wow.
It was such a struggle to not eat anything white. But I said, just want to see what happens. So it goes to show you, if that happens in 2 weeks, what would happen in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, right? So I said, I had to, go crazy to figure out, in which of course I cook all the time because I'm on YouTube, right? So I said, okay, Rachel, put your own practice in reality. So I switched from white potatoes to sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is still a starch, but it's a better starch. And I mostly ate vegetables and meat. And I cooked the meat in an air fryer instead of in oil, because oil puts fat on you, right? And when you're a diabetic, you can't take in all of that fat because fat puts it around our stomach. That's why all diabetics have a big stomach. Okay, and this is something brand new, YouTube family, brand new. Get a tea. It's called bitter gourd. Bitter gourd, I take 1 tea bag a night, and it has my sugar regulated faithfully no matter what I eat the next morning. It's usually between 120 and 128, just drinking that bitter gourd. So if you're a diabetic, you might want to look into that, okay? And stay away from all the starches, and you should do a little better, okay?
Where do you get it?
Any Asian grocery store. And turmeric is another tea that I'm going to suggest you get. Turmeric is a spice, but they sell it in a tea bag because, we're not going to cook with turmeric every day like we should. And turmeric corrects a lot of problems in your body, a whole lot. I can name it over and over and over. So So I put 1 tea bag of turmeric and 1 tea bag of bitter gourd together. And I'm really doing great with my sugar. And so I don't have to worry about, you know, oh God, what's the numbers today? Is it going to be through the roof today? So try those things, especially the white products. No white sugar, no white flour. Just skip the flour. Don't even buy that stuff. Just go home, throw that stuff out, okay? And then you'll be sure that you won't use it. Because if it's in your house, you're going to use it,
Well, what
right?
about brown sugar?
Well, you can use brown sugar. I do when I have to use brown sugar for demonstration. But if you can get away with no sugar, the best sugar is honey. But make sure it says 100% pure honey. Because all honey is not the real honey. They've doctored it. But if it says 100% pure honey, that's the real deal. So if you have to use something, use honey. Okay, plus if you have a cold or anything like that, honey helps your immune system. The other night I was dizzy and I looked up on my Google how to get rid of dizziness, and it said apple cider vinegar. Oh, that's another thing to make you lose weight. Apple cider vinegar.
That bottle they got.
Yes, it will definitely get the weight off immediately. So it told me to use apple cider vinegar and honey. I did that. An hour later, the dizziness was gone. And so then I said, okay, what else gets rid of the dizziness? Because now, of course, I got to go to the doctor and find out why that's happening. Another thing was ginger. And my father can tell you the importance of ginger. He loves ginger. Could you tell them, Daddy, the importance of ginger and what ginger does for you?
One, it's a powerful nutrient, and two, it lingers in your body. I drink ginger tea without any sugar, without any cream, straight every day. Not a problem. Not a problem. I have a taste for coffee once in a while, but I soon back up off of that because that's a false hope. But the ginger is going to stick with you.
This is the ginger raw. It looks like this. Okay. And this is the ginger tea. Okay, you don't, because most people don't want to go through, this is kind of hard to peel and you got to boil it and all of that. They got it already ready for you. Okay.
Where you find that?
Asian store. All these teas are at the Asian stores.
99. See how small it is?
Or is it?
Okay, it really works. I'm going to actually turn my father on to this tea. And I don't know, he usually likes all natural stuff, but he might try it. So this is ginger, okay? I just wanted to show you in case someone didn't know what it looked like. Okay, so are we ready for a demonstration?
Not quite. One more.
Okay,
Can I
okay.
ask a question?
Yes,
Yes.
you may ask a question.
What can you do? I'm the opposite. I'm anemic. So if I don't
I
eat,
need you to go closer.
if I don't eat enough, I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
That's
And I would
true.
have to go and find something to eat to bring myself back to normal.
That's true.
So that's different than, you know, this. Is there something for that?
Yeah, let me tell you the punishment that my father had me on when I was a kid. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
He had me on beets,
Beets is good?
That's
beets,
a good thing.
liver. I used to be, you know, well under 13 years old. And everybody else was eating the fried chicken and all of this stuff. And that's what he had me on because I was anemic my whole life. And so, what was that stuff you used to go to the natural food store and get that I couldn't stand?
Cholesterol.
It's with you.
Wheat germ.
Oh, wheat
Oh
germ.
yeah, go get that, Darlene.
And that black. That black. No, yeah, whatever it is.
Black molasses?
Now, somebody posed a question, I think it was Brother Small, about not having an appetite. This is normal for senior citizens. That's not a coincidence. That is normal. Either you will eat too much or you won't eat enough.
Okay,
Now that's common.
okay, I can get that.
Nutrients will make you eat if the nutrients is balanced. if the nutrients is balanced. Now, if the last thing that I'm going to entertain you with tonight, by a show of hands, everybody in here that have had cramps, that is serious, raise your hand.
Sciatica.
Get up at night.
It's sciatica.
Both legs.
Okay. Okay. Now you can
That
see
was
the reason.
how many, put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people.
I know that's right.
Wow.
Now we're gonna find out the reason why.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna find the reason why it's the last one on the list.
But what if you don't have cramps? What that mean?
Well,
Be happy.
No. If you don't have cramps, that means that you're not there yet.
Thank God.
No, I got it right here.
okay, that's not, you didn't talk about sore throat and common cold.
Yeah, but the sore throat and the common cold, it just means that you need those particular nutrients in order to keep the duration short. If you notice, both cases is vitamin C. That's going to help you with the duration of that cold. Colds ain't supposed to last over 10 days. If any cold lasts over 10 days, you need to see a doctor. You got problems.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. But the cramps, they don't come and go. They can come voluntarily, they can be severe, and trust me when I tell you, if you don't get rid of them while they're in the feet, when they start to cramp, migrating,
No.
you're getting ready to go out of here. Oh, yeah, because the cramps, when they voluntarily come and don't want to leave, is serious.
Jesus.
Now, that's because there's inflammation in the body and it's showing up in cramps because that makes your body weak. Okay? Now notice that yeah, here you go. I hear somebody mention pineapple. Pineapple is a fruit, but it's a powerful thing. It's powerful. Pineapple. The ring pineapple. Not the juice. The ring pineapple.
Oh, okay.
That's powerful. Spinach, asparagus, kiwi, and vitamin E, pasta, garlic, carrots, and zinc. Now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
That's under inflammation.
Now, that's telling you that you are really depleted a whole lot of nutrients in your body.
Oh,
So how could you go to the store and pick the vitamins that you need out to cover this basis? That's the reason why, again, I cannot overemphasize. You need to see the nutrition.
okay.
Because now the reason why I have cramps, I'll be overworked, I'm exhausted, I'll strain myself. Well, you don't need going to get no vitamins to kind of straighten that out. I mean, I got to change my routine. Sometimes I just look at work. Say goodbye, see you later.
I know that. Well,
Because I've overdone it. Okay? So you have to address that. That's why I'm trying to get, that's serious. Address it, attack it. Now, do it. And she has, show me that plate you got for inflation.
Inflammation is
Number
3.
right here.
3.
And she's got all of that on this plate. She's going to juice it.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Now, in 10 days now, you're supposed to see some result. Not 4 days, 5 days, not every other day, 10 straight days,
Okay.
you're supposed to see some result. That's that.
Okay, I would like, if we could, say quickly, those who have the cramps, keep your hand raised and tell me, when do you have your cramp? When do you notice it come on and where on your body? Talk loud.
I have cramps when I over-exercise
Mm-hmm,
and don't drink enough water.
mm-hmm.
If I drink enough water, I get rid of my cramps. So I
Mhm.
think I'll be dehydrated.
How much water are you supposed to drink a day?
More than I drink.
Okay, all right, so who's next? Wait, she's gonna turn the camera to you. Speak loud.
I only had cramps once, so I had cramps once because I know what it was. I was in Jamaica and I didn't drink any water. It was real hot there, and I had the cramps like you said. It started at my feet,
Yes.
and it went all the way up my leg. It stopped right
Yes,
here,
yes,
and
yes.
I jumped out and I was like going like this, and then finally it settled down. So I guess that was because of water, but that was
Okay.
just one time. So.
Okay, who's the next person have cramps? Yes.
I have cramps, but I have back spasms. Thank God I don't have any. They're very painful. Any way you turn, that's really my joints. It hurts you. So when I do have them though, it's in the back of my knee, like, from the leg up there.
And what do you do to get rid of it?
Well, like she said, sometimes if you think it's a child, you should try to walk it out. A lot of times I just try to lay down and elevate my leg,
Okay.
Because since I had broke my leg and fit the tibia before, that leg sometimes retains a little fluid.
Okay, and who else has cramps? Dwayne, did you raise your hand? Oh, tell us about your cramps, please.
I just get cramps like if I turn in a position and stay like twisted like that, I might get like cramps in my side and like that, just like that, here and there, that's it.
And what do you do to get rid of it?
Don't turn and just straighten out. Wait till it go away
Okay.
and try not to do it again.
So you all heard his solution, right? Don't turn.
But if you're driving,
I
you
don't
can
think
do
that's
that.
gonna work. So let me tell you about my cramps. This is my favorite subject, cramps, okay? I get them the moment I lay down.
Oh, you can get those.
The moment I lay down, they're like, oh, you want to rest, Rachel? Oh, okay, here we go. We're going to give you a little something. And sometimes it can be in my foot, and the whole foot turns to the side. Yes, YouTube, I get the cramp so bad, I'm walking like this on my side. Okay? And I said, oh, goodness, let me just please, God, Jesus, I start praying. Jesus, please, straighten this foot out. And other times I get it in my thigh or in my side. Mine just come anywhere they want to come, okay? But I did finally find a solution. You're not going to believe it. I take 1 magnesium pill a night and I have no more cramps.
All right.
I've been doing that for a couple of months. So you guys try that. And I remembered my father did say, if your body is low in magnesium, all kind of problems start. Well, that's my problem. So I do that now, and I haven't had any cramps in months. So you all try that and see if it works for you. Of course, always run everything by your doctor, because I don't want if you pass out, you say, well, Rachel told me to take a magnesium. Well, I'm telling you, I take it for me, and it did work for me. So if you want to take a chance, go ahead, but don't call me. Okay, have you all found this fruitful and helpful?
Yes, very much.
Okay, so we're going to have a little test here, okay? So, oops.
I got it.
So the first thing is stress. So I have here everything that helps with stress. And all of this is fresh fruits and vegetables, okay?
Can you tell us what the?
I am. I'm going to read it. Okay, so I have on this plate broccoli, red pepper,
Wait a minute, huh? Oh,
ginger,
oh, okay.
collard greens,
Oh, I see it now.
parsley, carrots, garlic, okay, and cantaloupe and ginger, okay? So we're gonna make a portion of the get rid of your stress, and you're gonna all taste it. How about that?
All right.
Okay, so what we're working with tonight is the Ninja.
All right.
The Ninja is a blending system. They call it a system because it comes with all these different parts. Came with this, and it's another taller one. And it's very powerful. So I'll tell you a little bit about the Ninja because you're all into juicing now, right? This is not a juicer, but it is powerful enough to get it to liquid. So it's good. If you're someone that, or maybe you have grandkids and you need to puree the food so that they can eat baby food, or adults that no longer can eat regular food, this will puree. This will make bread. So you know the wheat bread that my father was talking about? That's good to make your own wheat bread. Because in the store, if you read it, they got additives in it. Okay, but if you want to control what you put in your system, it's best to go from scratch. Okay, so this Ninja system costs $127, and you can make smoothies. So if I was to take all of these items and put it in the freezer and freeze them, it would be a smoothie. If I don't freeze them, it's juice. Okay? All right, so you're going to try some?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let me get started here. I'm going to put a little of everything on here, in here.
But while you're fixing that, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
I like apple cider. I drink that. A gallon lasts me all week of apple cider. I get it from Stop and Shop.
Okay.
Is that good or bad?
That's good.
It's good. You're a diabetic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so just so that you're aware that it is sugar in it. Okay?
Yep.
But what I use with that is I mix it with the apple cider vinegar. It does several things. If you have a digestive problem, it cleans your digestive tract. It makes you lose weight if you're diabetic. So that's what I use it for. So I would say don't drink a whole glass like this at one time because you spike the sugar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So drink half of that. And put some apple cider in it. Get some benefit. Okay? Okay, so while I'm doing this, anybody else have any questions, you can go ahead and yell it out. Me or my father will answer. I think I'm a professional now. I don't know.
Just a comment, Rachel.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, you look good, I can tell you lost some weight.
Oh, I have. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, like, trying to lose weight, I'm trying to put it on.
One thing, all of the white substance, all of the white
I got
substance,
some you can have.
whether you buy it, whether you,
You just added one.
Yes.
no matter how you come about it, is against you. It's against you. Now, I go way back when we used to cook with lard.
Oh, yeah.
Then we got the Crisco,
Yeah, vegetable.
and then we got the oils.
Yes.
But all of that's no good. No good.
Tell them why lard is no good in Crisco.
Because too many impurities is in it.
And the fat goes around your heart, and then you have the heart attack.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Related to the things that are white that we shouldn't eat. Can we eat white eggs or should we eat brown? I buy brown eggs. When I was living around, I used to buy white eggs.
Eggs is okay, it's a protein. The only time that you can't eat the yolk of an egg if you have heart trouble,
Okay.
okay? But eggs are good. Brother Small's gonna start eating eggs in the morning.
Oh, I do that quite often.
Okay, do it every morning. Leave that oatmeal alone in the morning because you're gonna be hungry.
I tell you something funny. The young fellows, he come to church with me here. His mother and I was good friends. She passed away. And he come by my house and he makes breakfast for me and I'll eat. But I'll get up and go about my business, won't have coffee or nothing, and don't be hungry. But since he come by there, but he makes bacon and eggs and toast, and I'll eat.
I don't eat bacon anymore.
No bacon.
I
Yeah,
stopped.
and
Turkey bacon.
That's good then.
You'll be hungry, Brother Small. You know what it is?
What?
You are motivated to do what you got to get done. Now, Sister Young cooked breakfast for me this morning and put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to get to it. I come here, did what I had to do, go back home, it's still in the microwave. Okay, it wasn't that I wasn't hungry, I just didn't have time to deal with it. And my work priorities overruled.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of senior citizens, they don't have the energy to cook anymore.
Yes, I
Okay,
agree to that.
so that's problem number one. So I consider myself a senior citizen. So what I do is I cook everything in like a batch. So like for instance, I like sweet potatoes in the morning. So I made up 6 batches, wrapped that up and put it in a baggie and put it in the freezer. So all I have to do in the morning is take one of those out, put it in the microwave, fry my egg, and I got breakfast. So start doing that.
What about, I like sweets, what about sweets?
No, sweets is sugar. Okay, you can treat yourself once a week, but the sweets is offset, it's sugar.
Because you're not eating properly, you have cravings. That's the reason why you're going for that. I used to have cravings until I end up with inflammation to the
And I
throat.
love ice cream, I eat 5.
That's the worst thing.
Okay, so you like ice cream, right?
Yogurt.
But you know something,
This
baby,
ninja makes ice cream. So
It does.
if you make the ice cream with this, you could control the sugar. How about that? So you can take and get some heavy cream, right? And you could add some pineapples to it, some fresh bananas, and hit it. And if you don't blend it to the point where it's juice, you got ice cream. This makes ice cream, and you can eat all you want. Any more questions on that? Sugar?
But you know, I guess it's my,
Were
I'm
you
used to
getting
working, getting up doing something. And I just can't, when I feel like eating something, whether it's good for me or not, I say at my age, I do anything I want to do, eat anything I want. I'm not going to be 90 years old no more. And that's what I do. I don't know whether it's good for me or bad.
Well, that's good until the next problem come, right? It's a guy in my,
You know,
it's a guy in my building.
Deep down, I figure at my age, I don't have too many problems. When I'm able to get up, drive, go to work, lay 20 tons of asphalt, in that 20 tons of asphalt, I'm supervisor.
Oh, okay. Well, if you feel that you're okay and you're testing your sugar to make sure before you go out there and do all that, that it's not through the roof, then I guess you could cheat once in a while. You know, nothing's etched in stone, right? But I just know that if you wanna be around longer so that guy can come over and cook you some more breakfast,
Yeah.
you might wanna think
Speak
about
about pineapples. 'Cause I saw some, it had 2 for $5 in Stop and Shop today. But you just take it and peel it and chop it up? Or?
If you go on my website, I teach you how to cut up a pineapple on there. It says how to cut up a pineapple. And all the answers to a lot of foods is on there. Yes, Linda?
What about artificial sweeteners to substitute?
The worst thing ever.
Nope, bad.
And one more question, what about, what do you call it? Salt substitute?
Salt substitute is okay. You have to have a certain amount of salt in your body. Now, the pastor said don't use any, but I think we all.
Sodium is in your food. There's sodium in the food.
How about that sea salt? You see it advertised.
I use sea salt. It's better than the regular diamond salt. Any other questions? You had one? Okay, so yes, one more?
I buy this, it's not, I don't think it's artificial sweetener, but it's a not a vegetable, a fruit. It's called, Good Earth. It comes in a green box, but it's not sugar and it's not artificial. Stevia, something like stevia.
Stevia. Yeah, that's
Activity.
still sugar.
Activity.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Whatever.
That's
remember,
why it's sweet.
remember, you wanna get to 100% pure honey if you
Okay, I
have
got
to do
honey.
sugar. Because honey is natural, you can go to the tree and get that right now. They
Yeah.
didn't doctor it, they didn't do anything to it. That sugar that they got out there in the box, who knows what they did to it to get it to that form, right? So that's the problem, the unknown. Okay, so the way you work the Ninja, there's a boost button in the middle here. When you hit the middle button, that's the one that is really gonna move this very fast and juice it, okay?
We can't see that
And they call Bruce.
because of the cups.
Okay,
You need me to move something? You all right?
yeah, can you come here, please? Oh, put them right here, because I'm gonna need it to pour this stuff in. Okay, are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so let me juice this.
How long?
It'll let you know it's really simple. Take a light, take it for your stuff.
Okay, and now I hit the boost first, but you can just leave it on boost if you want, but if not, then I hit smoothie. Okay, so you can see it took it from this form, right? Skin and all is on the ginger, okay, to this form.
Can you freeze them, Rachel? And if you do,
I would just put it in the refrigerator because it's not like you gotta make a whole ton of it. You know, just put it in the refrigerator. I'm sure you'll drink it within a week. People gonna taste?
Little.
Little. Okay, can somebody come help me?
Teeny.
Want me to cut?
A
Cut?
little bit.
Yes, dear.
Time of the day to
She
take
should
this.
drink it in the morning because your equilibrium has to get intact. You're seeking to get the levels up, and you only got 10 days to get that done.
Okay.
So you have to be consistent
So
about it.
in 10 days, our levels get back up.
Well,
And then we don't have to do this no more?
So the next
That's
one,
not the plan.
the next one's for chronic fatigue, okay? So we have some, this has carrots, kale, parsley, spinach, green peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, red Swiss chard, ginger root, potatoes, garlic, and carrots, okay?
Remember the pyramid that you had when you went to school?
yes.
Remember all the food that they demanded you to eat? Here it is. It was not a joke. It was not a joke.
Yeah, that's right. That's so true.
This is not a different.
I feel the stress leaving me already, no?
Well, good.
Happy, it made me happy.
You always
I know, so you're not stressed.
I'm happier than.
So you see what I did, right? There's a full line on here. It's right here. So you fill it up to there. Then you have to add some water to, because you need some liquid to make it break down, right?
Yes.
So you just fill about half of this with the liquid.
How many ounces is the cup?
I would say this is
It's
12
got it marked,
ounces.
right?
It looks like
Probably
16.
12 ounces.
It's 16 ounce.
I'm not sure.
It's really not, Gloria. It's smaller than what you think it is.
No,
I would
that's after
say
juice.
Anywhere from 12 ounces or more.
Yeah, I think it's like.
Maybe 16. Yeah, I'd say 16.
I think
because a
16.
soda would be equal this. Right, so
Six,
that's what I
six is.
Yeah. But the idea is to get as much of this in you as possible to bring up the levels. If you don't put it in, you can't bring the levels up, right?
Another thing you can do, you can freeze this and you can take a spoon and scrape it just like you do on ice, what do you call that? Ice.
Or icy.
Icy, yeah.
What I normally drink in the morning.
Okay,
I got a
this
question.
is for your chronic fatigue.
Okay, I guess I need that since I have chronic fatigue.
Okay.
Anybody
want to try?
You want me to?
Like a little piece.
Ingredients, you're just gonna add some more, like your bananas, you freeze them.
Okay.
Okay, that's your sweetener. Your pineapples, you freeze it, that's your sweetener. And then you just add those together and everything, and freeze this and those, and then that's a smoothie. You might like it better, right? If you want to make a coffee colada, all you do is make your coffee at night, put it in the refrigerator, and then in the morning you're going to add your coffee, your sweetener, your cream, and a tablespoon of instant coffee. Because when coffee is mixed with, and ice, when coffee is mixed with ice, it waters down, so it gets weak. So that's why you got to add a teaspoon of instant coffee, even though you've already perked coffee and you have it in the refrigerator. You put it on here, that's coffee colada. The same one that Dunkin' Donuts charge you $5 for.
I know, there's something.
Okay, so now we're on number 3. Number 3 is inflammation.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Bottom of your face.
Okay?
I want a big one of them right now.
If you have any swelling, pain, that's usually from inflammation, okay? And sometimes the doctor will give you a cortisone shot and all of that. Well, the cortisone shots are a problem because that goes straight to your organs. It's a steroid. It's a whole problem. Okay, so you might want to try this. And this has in it ginger, pineapple, red pepper, spinach, asparagus, kiwi, parsley, garlic, and carrots. Okay? So let's go with number 3.
Okay, I can take that now.
Pineapple.
Huh?
That's good for you.
It has red pepper in it?
We got kiwi in it.
Kiwi and.
No, you said red pepper.
No, it's not. I can't do it. My sister kiwi every morning.
Oh, ain't that just?
Okay.
Remember the skin is on the kiwi, the skin is on the orange, see?
So it's gonna be a little fuzzy.
You got watermelon in there too?
Well, there is one, but my father didn't get to that one tonight.
Okay.
Watermelon, you can do rhyme and all, there's no problem.
Oh, okay.
If you all want a watermelon one, I can make you one, show you.
The red pepper, now what did that do for you?
Red pepper day.
Is that like a bell pepper but it's red?
You ought to know.
Yeah,
Bell
it's the
pepper is
same.
red or green. The only difference is
Red is sweet,
the red they pick sooner.
Okay.
and red is sweeter.
Okay, red pepper. Okay, as long as it's not hot.
You talking about jalapeno, and you talking about,
Red pepper that comes
that
The
ghost
red
pepper.
Somebody asked about the red pepper, that's the antibiotic. Yeah.
Is that what you're speaking about that, is that the hot pepper or just?
You thinking of cayenne.
Yeah, I
Cayenne, that's
can't
not
do
cayenne, that's sweet.
Okay, so I'm gonna mix up the inflammation.
Cayenne, you be.
After drinking that,
You can really see.
You're gonna get one of these days?
Hmm.
You gonna get a ninja?
Yeah.
Huh?
Would you buy me one for Christmas, a ninja?
oh, that'd be a good Christmas gift. Buy me one too.
Oh, let me turn this off.
Y'all don't have to eat no supper tonight.
I know, that's a good one too.
So now we're on with
Common cold.
the common cold. Can I have that? Okay, so now we're on the common cold. And that is carrots, kale, parsley, spinach, green pepper, watercress, tomatoes, apricots, lemons, ginger root, garlic. Okay?
It's not on your paper.
No, I was saying, I didn't see.
That's page 2.
That juice is hot. I didn't even taste no hot ginger.
Me either. I got
Take the
something
ginger
else.
and the garlic.
I didn't taste any hot.
Okay, let me turn it off. You want me to turn it off?
No,
Right.
not yet, no.
Okay.
Full already.
I know something is working because my chest is beginning.
Do you guys get a sense as to how the immune system works after this? How it goes from level 1 to 2, 3, and when if you take care of 1, you
I
don't
think I need
experience
some of
2.
that.
If you take care of 1 and 2, you don't experience 3. Last but not least, if you take care of all 3, you don't have the cramps.
You know, Reverend Young, it reminds me of the Daniel diet. And you know, the biblical people, they didn't have to worry about anything that we did.
Right.
Remember, the Hebrew boy said, let us eat pulse
Yeah,
for 3 days.
That's the way you get
that's
it
the
from.
call.
That's the pulse.
Yeah.
Let us eat for a whole
That's where he based this off of.
Okay, so this is for the common cold.
It's not supposed to taste good. It's supposed to taste terrible.
Okay.
Anything good.
I really put some
All right, you can taste the common cold.
Well, you can taste a cure for common cold.
Don't throw a good fast away without
The
praying.
cabbage right. I have to load up you day because I gotta get
Because it's like big on me.
Yep, it's around.
What do you guys think about the work that's involved to do this?
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work on your part, but on us, it cut down on us,
Yes.
which is good. I'll say. Thank you, Young, for caring about us.
All those steps.
But
How much produce do you consume a week?
Well, see, a handful is a good measurement.
Okay.
So, and see how she dividing it off in the plate?
Yeah.
And then, so once you got it organized like that,
And just put it in the freezer, right?
yeah.
So what you should do is when you buy your stuff,
Yeah.
bag it up in little sandwich baggies and put it in the refrigerator. So now all you're taking out is a bag
Okay.
to juice, right? Makes it a lot better. Just do that pain one time and get it over with.
one time a week, right?
Sister
Yeah.
Melissa is not here tonight, but I had her to go into the information section and count all of the nutrients that are taken to get rid of that. Because 1 and 2, if this is up to par, 1 and 2 is up to par. And I had her to go into 2 and go into 1 and see which nutrients is missing. We could compile all of these together and do a one-shot thing. But she doesn't feel good, so she's not here, and she has my list, and I can't remember what I gave her. But that's a good idea. You can see that if you did 1, let's do it quickly this way. Look at your list. Look at the second line. The second line. on 1 and 2,
Is the camera on?
and
Yeah.
you can see that,
You turn it on. Okay, so now this is for the juicing for the sore throat. And we have one more after this, okay?
You want some water out of here? Water.
You don't mind?
I could give me some
Anybody
water.
wanna try it?
Okay,
Just
this
a little
is the
now.
sore throat. So this last one is for muscle cramps.
Oh,
This is celery, carrots,
Yeah.
beet greens, which is the leaves on the top of the beets.
Okay.
Swiss chard, kale, carrots, collard greens, watercress, parsley, asparagus, spinach, red pepper. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna do this one.
You want me to hand those out?
Okay.
You wanna do a bread?
Any drink that you all want me to make that is a nice sweet smoothie drink or something more sweeter, you can come over, tell me what you want over here, and I will make it for you, okay? Is that a deal? Okay, so let me close out.
Okay.
Get ready to get out of here.
Where's your cup?
I guess
Okay, so I want to thank everybody for coming out, learning all about how to get rid of your stress, your fatigue, inflammation, how to take care of a cold, the sore throat, and for God forbid, get rid of those cramps. Okay, and I want to also thank my special guest, my father. Maybe we can do this again next year.
That is very nice.
It would be great. This was the first time we did a daughter-daddy thing. How do you think we did? So I just want to say to my YouTube family, I thank you for hanging around. I thank you for letting me serve you. It's been a pleasure as usual. And for those who have not subscribed, please go over to Grandma Ray Don't Play and subscribe. What are you waiting on? Okay, and call somebody. Tell your sister, your mother, your daughter, you know, how to get healthy, right? When they're stressed out, you tell them to come on over to Grandma Ray and look up what they can take or they can juice to solve the problem, right? It at least could help, okay?
Yes.
So go ahead, share on somebody, okay? And let me give the word of the day. The word of the day is family is important.
I agree.
Come on, I'm just gonna be honest. Some of them are mental cases, some of them are ignorant, some of them are sweet, some of them are up on you every minute, some of them borrowing money constantly, some of them won't even come see you, they act like you live in California, you live literally 30 minutes away, okay, but it is what it is, right? God gave you them. Okay, so what you're going to do is accept that. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be bosom buddies with them, but you do have to occasionally recognize that they're family and you know, maybe on holidays or something like that. You need to have, you know, all of them over, even though they have all those different personalities. Have the shows on over, okay, and let them let you see what you've been missing, because you're missing a lot, okay? And remember, keep it real. From Grandma Ray Don't Play, I love you. Thank you.
All right, Grandma. Don't play.